2 years ago to date, we installed this mill in the background for the first time. We spent the first year of that journey baking for ourselves with freshly milled flour, and we continue to sort of deepen our relationship with grains. It's really opened up a whole new world for us in terms of being able to reflect what's grown locally, build relationships directly with the people that are growing wheat, the local farmers, and build more nuanced, flavorful recipes in the bakery. So after a year of sort of just practice runs, we opened up Proof Flour Mill to a broader audience earlier in 2025, started shipping flour. You can purchase that flour on our site and get it shipped to your door. As we continue this project forward, we're milling more nuanced flour blends, starting to really learn more about how we can manipulate the moisture of the grain, achieve different protein levels by blending different grains together. So it's informing a lot of the work that we're doing at the bakery these days, mostly just trying to understand more deeply the craft of sourdough bread and kind of the historical place it comes from, which doesn't necessarily require these commodity grains. Clearly, before the Industrial Revolution, we were making great bread for thousands of years, and we were working more close to home, on the grain that grew near our region. So that's sort of the inspiration behind getting involved with the flour mill. And along the way, we are sharing, what we're learning. The site has tons of easier recipes that you can make from home using our flour. And we're also working on kind of the harder end of artisan recipes utilizing a sourdough starter as well. So over time, just a big collection of how to use locally derived grain milled in the old-fashioned way between two stones. That's Proof Flour Mill in a nutshell. This video alone will save you tens of thousands of dollars. We're going to talk a little bit about bakery layout, maximizing the holidays. Refrigeration is also extraordinarily expensive. What's going to happen when you're done with your mix? Task switching is an efficiency killer, and organization is critical in all of this. We borrowed around $800,000. If we don't honor those commitments to these banking relationships, we have everything on the line. Our house, our bakery equipment. It's one thing to use other people's money to grow, it's another thing to use other people's money to survive. Why would you take the risk to build, say, $1 million bakery if you don't have $1 million of sales to support it? There is a much higher chance of failure because you have to pay the bills for that space. How do you transfer those sales logically into your production system so that your teams can be organized, that you can buy the right amount of ingredients perhaps a week before that order is placed? The more you leave up to chance, the harder it is to ever really get it right. I wish that it was only flour that I had to deal with. We store 280 different SKUs of items. Cleaner supply that we need for washing the floor. Maybe it's barrels of olives. As you scale, you need space to accommodate every single thing that you buy on a recurring basis. There's nothing worse than going through an entire build-out process, spending every last dollar that you have, or worse, that you borrowed in order to build out, only to learn that there's this extra $20,000 you have to spend here, or this extra $10,000 that you have to spend there. What I'm trying to do is point out the things that tripped me up in building my bakeries in hopes of saving you the headache of learning these things in the midst of construction and the actual money that you could save by knowing this up front. There's disruptions in business. There's things that will knock you out. If you're building a business that's completely dependent on you, what are you going to do in those moments? Is it just simply shut down? That isn't a viable answer. You should know what your goal is. For us, we're trying to build something that's still going to be around decades from now. Proof has always been about community, grit, and an unwavering belief in doing meaningful work. We continue to receive messages from people around the world who had been following our YouTube channel and starting their own bakery businesses. To date, we've heard of around 500 startup operations getting off the ground, inspired by our story.
Why are we doing this in the first place? The joy of baking, the joy of acquiring new skills, the joy of just growing in general.
Every role matters. Skill-based roles can make or break everything that happens after the mix. This is a journey, not a final result. Get processes that are time-sensitive started. The skill required to handle ambient bread is higher. Ornamental scoring is going to be next to impossible. Your role in running your business is to keep things in balance. Never putting yourself in a position where one account has so much of your operational bandwidth attached to it. The problem is, proofers cost a lot of money for a very little amount of space, $35,000. Valentine's Day this year was on a Friday. It turned out to be our 6th best ever day. In 1 week, we do more than we did in the entire year 2017. Try to combine your data sources and build good reporting for yourself. Have the right people in the right seats. If you don't, make sure you're not just offering blind grace and expecting different results.
We'll train our physical skills. We'll train other things. Mental skills are no different. We just have to practice it.
Checking equipment as you go is important. Keep the space clear and organized. And hopefully some of the insights will help you avoid some of the traps that we have fallen into. Don't neglect this. Plan, plan, plan. And best of luck to you.